Welcome back to another episode of Food Talk. Today, we're diving into something that might just shock you. Did you know that Cadbury Dairy Milk in India contains ingredients that could be harmful to your health? Yes, you heard that right. Let's get into the details.
Absolutely. This investigation has revealed some eye-opening findings about the differences in ingredients used in Cadbury Dairy Milk sold in India versus the US. It seems like Indian consumers are getting the short end of the stick when it comes to quality.
What were some of the most surprising findings? I mean, we all love our chocolate, but what are we actually consuming?
First off, let's talk about milk solids. While they provide essential nutrients, the high percentage found in the Indian version could indicate that the chocolate isn't as fresh. Plus, the more milk solids you have, the more sugar is likely to be in the product. And we know how sugar is a major health concern.
That's alarming. So, what about the fats? I've heard about palm oil and its controversies.
Exactly. The use of vegetable fats, particularly palm oil, is a big red flag. It's not just about trans fats, which are linked to heart issues, but the production of palm oil contributes to deforestation and environmental destruction. It's a double whammy.
Wow! And what about cocoa mass? I assume that's important for the chocolate flavor?
Yes, cocoa mass is crucial for the authentic chocolate flavor. Interestingly, the absence of cocoa mass in the Indian version raises questions about the formulation. While it doesn't pose direct health risks, it definitely makes you wonder what's really in your chocolate.
So far, it sounds like the Indian version of Cadbury Dairy Milk is far from ideal. What about those emulsifiers you mentioned?
Great question. Emulsifiers like E442 and E476 are generally considered safe, but there are growing concerns about their effects on gut health and potential allergies. Overconsumption of such additives can lead to various health implications, which is certainly something we should be wary of.
That's really concerning. And what about flavorings? Are they as innocent as they sound?
Not necessarily. Some artificial flavorings can trigger allergic reactions in sensitive individuals, and others might have long-term health effects. The broad term flavorings obscures the specific health risks, which could be harmful.
This is shocking, to say the least. So, what's the alternative for our chocolate cravings? I mean, we can't just give it up.
Absolutely. A fantastic alternative is date and nut ladus. They are rich in natural sugars, fiber, and healthy fats. Unlike Cadbury Dairy Milk, they don't have any processed ingredients or artificial emulsifiers. Plus, they're a great energy boost.
That sounds delicious. And what about the cost comparison? Is it feasible for the average Indian consumer?
Definitely. A packet of good quality dates and nuts might cost around 300 to 400 rupees, but it makes several ladus, offering a wholesome alternative without compromising health. In contrast, a single bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk can cost around 100 rupees.
So, we're not just looking at a healthier option, but a more economical one too. This is eye-opening. What can our listeners do next?
Stay tuned for part 2 of this investigation, where we'll show you how our AI agents conducted this analysis. Knowledge is power, and we want to empower Indian consumers to make better choices.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us today, and let's all be more mindful of what we're consuming. Until next time, stay safe and eat smart. Now let us pull back the curtain and show you exactly how our AI agents arrived at these conclusions. This is the behind-the-scenes part that makes everything transparent. Now let's pull back the curtain on the methodology we used for the food safety investigation of Cadbury Dairy Milk. In part 1, we discussed the findings, but today we're diving deep into the AI process behind it. So, how did you put all this together?
Great question. We utilized an ingredient validator agent, which is fundamental to our investigation. This agent cross-validates ingredient data from multiple sources, assigning a confidence score to each ingredient based on its reliability. If an ingredient doesn't meet a certain confidence threshold, we might drop it from consideration.
That sounds really comprehensive. Can you give me an example? How did the agent evaluate something like milk solids?
Absolutely. For milk solids, the agent found high confidence due to robust data from trusted sources. It cross-referenced nutritional databases and regulatory guidelines. This high score indicated that we could rely on the information provided about that ingredient.
And what about the vegetable fats? I heard there were some concerns.
Yes, that was interesting. The agent flagged vegetable fats, specifically palm and shea, and classified them as trans fats, which raised a red flag. The confidence score was also high here, so we took that very seriously in our assessment.
What about the other ingredients? You mentioned some had medium confidence.
Right. Ingredients like cocoa mass and flavorings received medium confidence scores. This means while the information was somewhat reliable, it wasn't as robust. We always are on the side of caution when confidence is not high, hence we treat such ingredients with care.
So, how does the alternatives agent fit into this whole process?
The alternatives agent is fascinating. It analyzes various parameters like health benefits, cost, and availability to suggest alternatives. In this case, it recommended date and nut laddu as a healthier option. It scars databases for traditional Indian recipes that align with our criteria.
Can we really trust AI for this kind of investigation? How do you ensure the data quality?
That's a crucial question. We always emphasize data quality. While AI can process vast amounts of information, it's not infallible. That's why we implement multiple verification steps and use trusted sources. If the data is questionable, we discard it.
Interesting. Can you walk us through the entire pipeline, from raw data to your YouTube video?
Certainly. Our pipeline consists of 10 automated steps. It starts with data collection, followed by validation, scoring, and alternative selection. Then we synthesize this information into a script before producing it into video format.
Wow, that sounds intricate. What technology stack do you use to make all this happen?
We use a combination of powerful tools: OpenAI for natural language processing, Edge TTS for text-to-speech, FFmpeg for video processing, and Playwright for automating browser tasks to compile our findings.
And I imagine transparency is a big part of your mission, right?
Exactly. We have made all our data available as JSON files on Google Drive, so anyone can verify our findings. This openness is crucial. We want to encourage scrutiny and foster trust.
This is all about transparency, not fear-mongering, isn't it?
Absolutely. We believe that by demystifying the process and showing how the sausage gets made, we empower consumers to make informed choices. AI is a tool, and like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how we use it.
Thank you for sharing this behind-the-scenes look. It's fascinating to see how technology can intersect with food safety.
My pleasure. It's an exciting time for technology in food safety, and I'm glad to share our process with you and our audience.